Carl here from Games, Brains and Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial.com for short. Credit where credit is due. Hayfever was made on a micro budget, £2,000 apparently. And while it does show, it really does, the film has a good premise, a good cast, and is quite enjoyable. Written and directed by Henry Richardson, who also stars as the character Sean. Hayfever sees three young men, Sean, Scotty, played by Oren Kempsley-Roberts, and Paddy, played by Ryan Skate, spending a weekend camping in the British countryside. Two of the three suffer from hay fever, whereas the third doesn't and is very dismissive of the other's complaints, as most are who aren't afflicted by it. As a person that doesn't suffer from it, I can never fully understand those who really, really do. Still, hay fever be damned, they're going to enjoy their camping trip.
You got those tablets, right?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck for that.
My throat is like sandpaper. You pussy.
Or at least they would if an outbreak of deadly hay fever didn't break out in the country while they are isolated in the woods. This strain of hay fever is way more damaging than the usual kind though. The reactions to it are much more severe and in most cases turns the person into a kind of violent savage, almost zombie-like-esque monster. It is a familiar story, let's not deny that, made more interesting though, I think, because of the times we currently live in 2022 and what has occurred over the past few years when it comes to, of course, deadly pandemics. Not only that, using hay fever as its source means scale can be implied without ever actually being shown.
There has been an emergency lockdown across the country this morning following a severe pollen count.
Look, some savage attacked me and my friends. He looked sore and rashy and was claiming that hay fever had fucked him up.
You should be in your homes. Hay fever sufferers are prone to be highly dangerous and non-hay fever sufferers are being slowly dissolved. Stay away from your friends as they...
No, this is some bullshit. Is this some sort of joke? This isn't cool, this isn't funny.
There are estimated to be around 10 million hay fever sufferers in the UK alone. I mean, that's quite a lot of people. Of course, limited budget means boundaries to what hay fever can do, and most of the action takes place in the woods and the countryside.
What the fuck is this? What the fuck happened to you? Why won't you help me? We can't right now. The signal's blocked up here.
It's the pollen. It's everywhere. It gets in your fucking eyes.
Wait, hay fever did this to you? What? No fucking way.
It is limited to a handful of people who the trio come across, as well as what occurs between them. The latter of which is where I think the film really stands out, as the three young men have good chemistry and their banter is enjoyable to watch and listen to. When things do start to go bad, they're isolated, so left in a situation where they just don't know what is going on. Confusion and fear create tension, especially as stated before. Two of the three suffer from hay fever. At a little over an hour long, hay fever is tight and contained, ensuring it doesn't feel like a chore to get through it. Sure, there's nothing award-winning here, but for such a low budget and with limited resources, this one turned out way better than expected. I think you could, waste an hour much worse ways of checking this out. I'm not going to suggest that you're going to absolutely love it. I certainly didn't love it, but when I expected something to be terrible, particularly after the start, and realizing just how low budget it was, the fact that it was a solid horror movie surprised me, and I was glad for it. It's worth checking out because of that. Do let me know what you think in the comments.
You're fine.
Thank you very much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please help us out by giving us a thumbs up and hitting that subscribe button. If you really liked what you saw, consider donating to keep the website and channel running by buying us a coffee via our coffee page or picking up some merch from our Big Cartel store. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as via our social media, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, as well as listen to our interviews via SoundCloud, Apple Music and Spotify. Just search for GBHBL. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?